Hello and welcome to another Paradise Parenting video, home of fun, kind, nurturing parenting. With lockdown number 2, I thought it would be a really good time to make a video about mental well-being because some people have been less prepared for lockdown 2, and I can definitely join that list because I was so focused on our move. I've just moved with my 21-month-old twins, and I'm in the process of launching a video magazine called Rebecca Jackson's Motoring World, and so with my automotive hat on. And I sort of thought about the potential lockdown 2, and took the twins to watch some fireworks and a play in a botanical gardens, but I hadn't really thought about the actual lockdown period properly. And this is coming from someone who's usually really organised and really on top of it when it comes to mental well-being. So I thought, if I have let it slip slightly, and I know some of my other mummy friends have as well, and you know what, maybe most people are sorted by now, but if you're not, or you feel like an extra boost wherever you are on the happy scale, wherever you are with your mental well-being, it does absolutely no harm to put things into place to protect your mental well-being and protect yourself, and ultimately that helps you to be a better parent as well. So what do I do to give myself a tip-top mental well-being? Well, first of all, I need to speak to people. I am a front of house kind of person. When I was a teenager, I worked as a waitress. I've presented car reviews and been on television and such like, and been in sales and had my own business, and I just love front of house. So I adore people. I love to communicate with people. So in lockdown number 1, every time my food shopping came, even though the driver was at a distance, I opened my front door and I made a point of saying hello and thank you to the driver, because if it made their day or it made my day, then that is a form of communication. I also made sure that I had video calls booked in with friends. So set your laptop up or put your phone into a holder, get a glass of wine or your favourite cup of tea, herbal tea, whatever it is that you like to drink, and some chocolate or some kind of treat, or if you're really anti-naughty food, then a fruit bowl or something. But, you know, just some things that just help towards self-care and making you feel good, and sit down and have really good quality conversations. So I did that in lockdown 1, and so what I've done for lockdown 2 is I've organised 2 mums night ins, and I can't take the credit for this actually. It was my very good friend Shirley Palmer's idea, and it was a fantastic idea of hers, and I've definitely adopted that, carried that, and I hope to share it with as many people as possible. So mums night in, just organise it on the Facebook rooms or Zoom and get a few mums together after the children have gone to bed and just have a good old natter. Whether you talk about the children, yourselves, the latest thing you're watching on Netflix, or have a bit of a moan, whatever it is that you want to do, it's just a really good opportunity to get some of your mummy friends together. Or if you're a dad, you know, why not set up dad's night in and have a few of you just having that time, that social interaction. It's not face to face, but it is still social and interaction. Now that brings me on to my next point. Face to face, you can meet up with one other adult and as many children that need all-round care. So it is possible for mums or dads to meet up in the middle of the week or the weekends, depending on what your work commitments are. And so you can organise a park that you're going to meet in and have a chat and get a takeaway coffee or a takeaway hot chocolate, whatever it might be. And that will contribute towards your mental well-being. What will also contribute towards your mental well-being is spending time in nature and spending time outside, outdoors. Whether you live in a city or the countryside, there is some nature. There's trees, there's bushes, there's parks, there's forests, there's lakes. And we go out every single morning, no matter what the weather is. We've got snow suits, puddle suits. I've got full waterproofs, so when the twins sit down and have their snacks, I can sit down with them, because I like to lead by example. So all the time I've been asking them to sit down and have their snacks, please, then I do it as well. Coming down to their level really does help. That is another video. So anyway, yes, get the right equipment, the right wear, you know, puddle suits and snow suits, etc., and just get out every single day, regardless of the weather. It is so good for your mental well-being to spend time in nature, and there's actually chemicals that trees give off which contribute towards our mental well-being. So try not to check your phone as much as possible. I know it's great to take some photos and send a few messages to friends, but if it depends how old your children are as well. If they're really, really young and you've got a really long lunch nap still and loads of sleep overnight, well, some, and the awake windows are quite short, then it's really good when you do go outside to actually get that natural daylight, that natural light. You're not looking at the blue screen of your phone, you're getting natural light. That really contributes towards mental well-being, as well as seeing nature, feeling nature, hearing nature. Describe what you're hearing to your children. That really helps as well. Having something to look forward to, a motivation, a goal, whether you want to paint a piece of furniture. That's what I did in lockdown 1, and I would not have had time to just do it all in one go, so I just did little bits when I could, and then when it was done I really did feel like feel a sense of achievement. Something to look forward to as well is having something organised with a friend, so whether it is that video call or whether it is that meet in the park. That really does help to keep your mental well-being tip top. And also knowing when to let go. You know what? If they want to sit on the floor and eat their lunch, you know, just, does it really matter? Sometimes you just have to let go, don't you? And while you might not like the rain and the mud, for a toddler, they really love being outside and playing with mud and rain. You can always clean them afterwards. You can always wash their shoes, wash their clothes. And same with paint as well. So I've ordered some fabric with PVC top now to go over the top of the dining room table, so that the twins can sit up there, because we've got lots of light coming through, so it's a really good space for crafts. Because having just moved, I'm setting up, everything is different now, but that's going to be a really, really good place for us, and there's probably going to be a lot of time to do crafts this winter, so stocking up on some craft supplies wouldn't be a bad thing. Also having gratitude. So what are you grateful for? And if you do this every morning or every evening, it is, well, I have heard someone say it's hard to be in a bad mood after you've mentioned 3 things that you're grateful for. And if you're doing this reliably and consistently, because mental well-being is a bit of a slope, and it's really important to pick up on those signs that your body is, and your brain, your mind, they're feeding you messages. And if you are feeling anxious, or you are feeling down, or you're feeling some kind of unpleasant feeling which you can't describe, it's time for you to take action. Burying your head in the sand will only last for so long. You need to take action. So I felt my mental well-being starting to go, and I'm a very aware person. I've done a lot of growth over the years, and that's come with age. And I want to share this with as many people as possible, because it's such an incredible blessing to feel so aware and so conscious of when your state is changing, and to do something about it, because mental well-being is a slope. If you're here and you can feel it's starting to not feel so brilliant, do something about it. Pick up the phone, speak to someone, call a friend, send a message, say, I need help, I need to speak to you, I can feel my mental well-being slipping. Because the thing with mental well-being is when it's slipping, you get to here, it's so much harder to pick yourself back up to here, and it requires so much more. And there are things that the best athletes and the best business people in the world do on a daily basis to keep them at the top of their games. So one thing, for example, is the miracle morning. And if you go to my video on the miracle morning, that is used by some of the most high-flying people in the world. And you know, there's no smoke without fire. These things do exist and they do work for a reason. And you've got nothing to lose, you may as well do it, because if it works for so many people, it's not going to do you any harm, is it? So that gratitude is really, really, really important, and being able to feel blessed with what you've got. And then one of the things I like to do as well is just look deeply into my children's eyes, just really look into their souls and just send them love, because preschoolers, toddlers, babies, they don't understand every single word you're saying, even though all of the information, the words, is going to their subconscious. They do pick up straight away on energy and vibes and body language, facial expressions. And when you look into their eyes and you just send them love, you will be amazed at the response you get. And that is, yeah, it'll make you cry with happiness, or just make you feel all warm and happy inside. But emotions are good. Emotions are good. It is important to express them. It's also really, really important to take a break, and knowing when to take a break. So whether that is taking a step back when your children are playing, it's really good to observe them. And this is a Montessori approach, is observing your children and seeing which sensitive period they're in, so that you can provide them with more materials, toys, skill applicable items, apparatus, equipment, etc., that applies to the sensitive period that they're in. What's also important is self-care and looking after yourself, and you'll find some of that in gentle parenting, for example. Self-care means that you do need to sometimes take a break. So if your children are busy playing and you just need to sit down and have a cup of tea, or whether it's in the evening and you just want to put a pause on the tidy up. So I did this when I was organising my mum's night in. I sat down with a glass of wine and some chocolate and sent out the invites before I tidied up, because I thought by the time I've tidied up I might be too exhausted or it might be too late. And so it's really important to know when to take a break. And a tip that I got from one of my mummy friends is she always showers in the evening rather than in the morning. If you want to double shower, then you absolutely can. But what's really, really great about showering in the evening is that if you do want to have a little bit of a lie-in until my children don't wake up until gone 7:30. So I don't have that rushed shower in the morning, because if I'm rushing my shower, I'm not truly present in that. I am rushing because they could wake up at any moment. Whereas if I showered the night before, in the morning, I've then got the option. I can get up early, have a cup of coffee and have some me time or some cat time. I've got a cat on my lap at the moment. Or I can string it out until I hear the first one is waking and get up with them. Or you can have a bath or a shower in the morning with your children. You know, all of this time is good quality time. But I do find that having that shower in the evening, and there's something about humans and water, you know, when we go swimming or when we go to a spa, and just enjoying that and being present in that. It's not just about being present with your children, it's about being present in your moments as well. And you can have thoughts will just come to you where your brain is going into a more alpha wave mode, which means it's slowing down, it's going into an almost meditative state, and that's where you get your aha moments and your great ideas, which you don't get when you're in fight or flight. So when you go into a bit of a panic mode, your brain can't actually function well, it can function properly, it's telling you to get away or fight, but that's the only thing it can do. Whereas when you slow it down, that's when you get all these, oh my god, how did I not think about that before? Or, oh yeah, that's a great idea, I should so do that. And they all come to you when your brain slows down into those alpha waves. So you can do that by having a more relaxing shower at a more relaxed pace, or a bath, or doing a proper meditation, for example. Now, if you are a single parent, you can form a support bubble with another household. If you are a single parent and your children do not live with you, again, you can form a support bubble with another household. What you can also do is ask the parent or the caregiver that has your children to do video calls with you, with the children, And on the flip side as well, if you're the parent that's got the children, be mindful of the parent who is on their own and not with the children. And those video calls, even if they're just 5 minutes, they help with the bonding for the children and the parent that's not living in the home, and they also help for the mental well-being of the parent who's not living at home. So those are things to bear in mind. The other thing you can do if you fancy a bit of homework is writing out 5 or 10 daily wellbeing habits. So what can you do, or what do you do on a daily basis that can contribute towards your mental well-being? Helping others is actually a really good way of boosting your well-being as well. It's funny because it's obviously really lovely and giving to help people, but you also get something from it because it makes you feel good. So there are some charities that really do need people's help at the moment, friends that might need your help, and then the other thing you can do is just start preparing for Christmas. So start doing some Christmas cards and ordering some presents for the grandparents and other family members. And then you'll feel super organised and you feel that sense of achievement we spoke about earlier. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you are feeling more positive. If you were feeling positive already or not positive before, I hope that I've given you a little boost. I certainly give myself a boost when I do these videos because I realise how important it is for us to all support each other. And if you would like to share this video with anybody else, then I'd be very grateful, and I can add that to my gratitude list. And thank you again for watching this, and please do like and subscribe and turn the bell icon on so that you catch all of our latest videos.